week on My Little Pony. Cutie map status, still stuck at 2. Oh, and Spike was a selfish ass again. Yay. While Twilight is sleeping, he speaks on her behalf at a summit. No, it was a convention. Then to get carried away and starts using his diplomatic powers for selfish douchery. And then doesn't even have the dignity to own up when it starts to crash. Sure, the episode started well with us easily sympathizing with his desire to be respected, and the cameos and references were mildly amusing. And you were right on the edge of ruining Fancy Pants as the only likable resident in Canterlot. But I think in the end you mostly saved that. But man, that ending just destroyed this episode. Also, Twilight, how could you have possibly approved of anyone bringing in Dragon Sneeze? You should have been able to see how disastrous that could have been. And now, this week on My Little Pony. Still 2. Behold the running streak of aggressively negative portrayals of male characters. When Twilight invites the Prince of Yakistan to amend past relations, tries to impress them by recreating a variety of Yakistanian things, only for the Yaks to violently destroy everything that isn't a perfect Yakistonian replication.
This not Yaks, though!
And we want to restore relations with these guys. Why?
Imagine the look on Princess Celestia's face when she finds out we made friends with a yak prince!
Oh yeah. For this, Twilight relies solely on Pinkie Pie to impress them and design the party, and when the Yakistonian imitation only makes them angrier, Pinkie Pie ventures to go to Yakistan to design the perfect party. Okay, obvious question. How the heck did this take place in one day? We've either severely overestimated how massive Equestria is, or the writers just copped out because they couldn't come up with a reason why the Yaks would stay overnight. Meanwhile, the Yaks continue to be jerks, and then... Oh wow, Spike can play the piano? What an interesting aspect of his character that we've never seen before. Do you think that You couldn't have given him anything, could you? This week looked like it was going to be just as disappointing as last week's, but after the incredulity wears off that Pinkie is expected to travel to another country and back in a day, which is still stupid, but the antics she undergoes to get to Yakistan become very amusing, especially in all of the ways she has to change modes of transportation, and Pinkie herself is the most entertaining she's been in a while. Then she finally gets to Yakistan and accidentally sleds all the way back to Ponyville. Okay, I'm not a big fan of tragically ironic humor, so number 1, this wasn't remotely funny. Number 2, this episode was already testing my incredulity. It was wrong for them to try and push that. Besides, Pinkie traveling across Equestria is a really great concept. Why couldn't the entire episode been like that? If I was judging this episode completely on its entertainment value, it would be completely isolated to those traveling segments that only account for about less than half the episode. However, if your judgment on this episode is what it reveals about character, this episode is arguably saved by the last 5 minutes, where the other main 5 reveal Pinkie's secret cupcake lair, party cave. And it's revealed that her brilliance for party planning doesn't come from just some savant improvisation. Pinkie is probably just as, if not more, forward-thinking, research-prone, and organized than Twilight. Cemented by the fact that she did actually read that ridiculous homework assignment Twilight gave them. That is one of the most interesting character introspections that this show has done in a while. But we couldn't do that for Spike. No, that would have just been too much work. Which isn't to say that Pinkie isn't still basically magic. Also, wow, Pinkie encountered a crisis and didn't immediately delve into a spiral of mental despair. She is growing.
You did a wonderful job of it. You and your friend.
Impressed nothing. Pinkie did all the work. Also, Twilight, you are a princess now. Do you think you could try weaning off the relying on Princess Celestia's approval? Hey, remember that time you actually said her name without putting princess in front of it? And then it all wraps up with the moral that enjoy other cultures and stop eating at McDonald's whenever you travel. You stereotypical American tourists. Yeah, I know what they were trying to do, and it's an interesting idea to show culture shock from the point of view of the host country. But seriously, even if any American tourists did act like this, they would go to jail. Well, I guess he's a prince, so diplomatic immunity, I guess. Still doesn't mean I enjoyed watching it. That joke got old really fast. So, this episode was pretty enjoyable for about half of it, but the half with the yaks and Twilight being absolutely useless was very not. I really wish that Pinky traveling had been its own episode, but unlike last week's Princess Spike, I can actually cut out / ignore most of the bits I didn't like and still not lose the core of the episode. So yeah, it's fine. And hey, whatever happened to that cutie map? Still there? Still doing nothing? Okay. Oh, and since I don't think I'll have another opportunity to say it, happy day we chose to celebrate Independence Day. And to all of my non-American viewers, happy July. Stay shiny, Animaniacs.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathed the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.